When should we start economy education for our children? And why should we do it? Let's think about how children's economy education should be done and why. When does the economy education for children start at school? I think our generation has learned economy from middle school. I think how money flows and how capitalism is formed is much more important in our real life than knowing economic terms and economic knowledge. It is important to let our children to know what is money since they are young. It might make our children know how manage and invest income after growing up. So I think that we should have early economic education in every household. Let's think about how early economic education affect our life. In Korea, the most investment is being made in children education in every household. It means Korean parents are educating children with the goal with getting a good grade, entering a good university, and then graduating from a university, getting a higher job, high salary job. Yes, it is a make a stable life in our generation or future generation. But our children's, the next generation, no more, I guess. Even if our children grow up and work in professional jobs such as a doctor and lawyers, it will be difficult to live affluently with the own income alone. It is already being difficult to live in abundance with own income only. It's because of polarization of capitalism, rich and poor polarization. We have been seen as a lag behind those who lack of understanding money and capitalism. People who go into high paying jobs work hard, saving hard. They didn't have time to invest and they are not interested in invest. People who are tied up in the company too much time. Let's compare them to people who have invested in real estate or stocks. As you know, house prices have gone up so much. The first group of people just work hard and were busy and just saved up. They didn't do anything wrong, but they feel a sense of disenchantment at the price of a house that is too expensive. The Korean government have also promised to lower price of the house, so they would have delayed the purchase of the house. In the future society where our children become adult, it will be harder to live only with own income without invest. One of my friends who got a high salary job was about 140 million Korean won in annual salary. It's about 120,000 US dollar. She was the highest paid person around me. After graduating from university, she studied law again and entered the pre-law school and then entered the law school and studied again. After graduating from law school, she entered a small law firm and then re-entered to a large law firm as a freshman. Let's think that our children is now getting 140 million won a year. We are assuming the current price level. If you will be a lawyer, have to study well, and your parents keep paying you till you get a job at law firm. Let's think that 140 million won is the starting salary, and about 10 million won a month is earned except taxes. Let's say that a lawyer with an income of 10 million won per month, spend 5 million won, and save 5 million won a month. It's not a small amount of money to save 5 million won a month. It's a relatively large money. But can I buy a house so by saving money like this? If they collect 5 million a month, for 1 year, it will be 60 million won. In 10 years, it will be 600 million won. The median price of housing in Seoul is over 1 billion won these days. If so, it is not easy to buy a house in Seoul, but even those who receive money from their parents, people studying well and getting a job, even if you simply calculate, they will have to save for 20 years to buy a house. Isn't it glam? If your children got 20 years to collect money to buy a house, besides your children studied hard and worked hard, but what is the result? I think in the future society, it's difficult to enrich life with only one income. That's why I said early economy education is necessary. Even if your children become high-income worker, it's difficult to live in abundance, but there is no guarantee that your children will work in high-income workplace. That's why we need an understanding of money and capitalism. Early economy education will help your children live happily when they grow up. So, why do we start when they were young? The sense of money is similar to sense of exercise. So it is not good at first, but if your children keep it steady, the skill can increase. Spend, save, invest, donate. Through the four things, your children can study how money flows and how it affects our life. Studying invest only does not mean your children can understand capitalism. If your children have income, your children can spend, save, invest, and donate. And that is a basic and ideal experience for understanding of money and capitalism.